Lisp is over half a century old, and it still has this perfect, timeless air about it. I wonder if the cycles will continue forever. A few coders from each new generation rediscovering the Lisp arts. These are your father's parentheses, elegant weapons for a more civilized age. 10 years later, hey, where did you get these parentheses from? I got them from my daddy. From my daddy. I got it from my daddy. Daddy. I got it from my daddy. Daddy. I got it from my daddy. Welcome to clojureD. Just a second. Okay, this was a tribute to the long-forgotten art of vector balls. My name is Ingo, and welcome to the conference opening. First of all, I'd like to introduce this year's team and the people behind clojureD. First of all, Advisory Board, Consulting and Voting. Please clap your hand for this year's committee. And now, please welcome your today's hosts, Andreas, Martin, Kayla, and Stefan. And this year's best boy and longest name, Matthias. Overall organization, communications, finances, and legal affairs, please clap your hands for clojureD's management. We have to thank a lot of people, and first of all, the speakers, because no speakers, no talks, no conference. So for being here, for doing it, and for their commitment, please welcome this year's speakers. clojureD is a non-profit conference driven solely by the community. To keep the tickets low and the standards high, we need sponsors. So please clap your hands for our sponsors. The donators. Your donations allowed us to give away diversity tickets to underrepresented groups. So please clap your hands for the community, which means for you. Thank you for making it possible. lightning talks. Our schedule is yet incomplete. We will have lightning talks starting at 6 p.m. at the gallery, which means in this room. This poster can be found at the door to the gallery, to this room. And it offers 6 slots. If you'd like to give a lightning talk about whatever topic, just fill in your name and a title. It'll be first come, first serve, no voting. And if you are on the list, please meet us at 3:30 p.m. here at the gallery for a technical test run. And please remember, lightning talks are supposed to be short. You've got 5 minutes for your talk. So, hope to see you on stage. clojureD thoughts. Visiting a conference usually means staying at a hotel or at a bed and breakfast. I was sitting at breakfast recently watching the news on TV. It was one of these tight and modern news loop full of bad news. Watching this loop a few times really drained my energy. And we are talking so much about awareness and self-care that I'm now very aware that I should take care of myself and seek some balance between energy draining and mood lifting news. So I thought to myself, where are the good news? I did some research, and first thing I stumbled upon is that people are addicted to bad news. And this is because of our brain. Of course, our brain has evolved. And it is still evolving, well, sort of. And we can measure that. In fact, our brain is getting smaller, but that's another story. It takes thousands of years for the brain to evolve, but society, and even more so technology, move much faster. So we are still running our brain with Stone Age software. Bad news these days was about poison, predators, maybe a dangerous environment, and good news about food, water, maybe a friendly tribe, and the like. If you miss one bad news, you may die. There's a high death probability, and death is kind of permanent. Good news, on the other side, make you feel better for a short period of time. You shouldn't miss all good news, but you can miss quite a few without facing consequences. This led to a negativity bias in our brain. And just last year, a study found a cross-national evidence of a negativity bias in psychophysiological reactions to news, which means this study directly demonstrates that humans around the world are more activated by negative news coverage. We are indeed addicted to bad news. On the other hand, good news seem to be synonymous with the absence of any news. Good news is only briefly remembered. It is less trusted. It is often directly countered and devalued by someone saying, yeah, but. Good news don't sell well and is therefore hard to find. Now that we know all that, it's time for a little experiment. How do you react to good news? Do good news cheer you up? Do you react skeptically or even cynically? And is it the way you want to react? Are you aware and are you in control? That's why we've created a news show full of good news. Watch yourself and gain some insight. Good news, less food waste. Good news from the European Union. Food Act, the European Union committed to reduce food waste by 50% by the year 2030. Good news from France and Czech Republic. Law bans grocery stores from throwing away unsold food. Good news from Italy, tax incentives for food donation and distribution. So Italy's approach seeks to incentivize good behavior rather than punish bad. Good news from Denmark. Denmark has a vibrant and very active Stop Wasting Food movement, and we already see these effects worldwide. Food gets donated to non-government organizations and other charities. Improved stores food waste management, raising consumer awareness, and inspiring new startups. Good news, sea protection progress. Fishing boats usually throw fished garbage back into the sea, especially when they are supposed to pay for its disposal. That is not the good news. The good news is this has changed, and we now have a fleet of cleaning vessels thanks to the Netherlands, who started the Fishing for Litter project. Good news from Scotland, Sweden, and Denmark. They joined as part of the Save the North Sea project. Good news from the UK. Cornwall and Devon set up Fishing for Litter Southwest. Good news from Germany. Schleswig-Holstein and Lower Saxony finance Fishing for Litter for the North and the Baltic Sea. And all these local authorities joined forces in the Chemo organization. Good news, Paris Agreement. Good news from the United States. The United States Climate Alliance, the USCA, is committed to achieving the goals of the Paris Agreement. And the USCA is little known outside the USA. But the USCA was founded on the very same day the US government announced its withdrawal from the Paris Agreement. Founded by just 3 states, 6 states joined the USCA on its second day. Today, the USCA consists of 25 states representing 55% of the US population and 60% of the US GDP. They are still on board. Good news, Diversity of Species 2019. Good news from Ecuador. Iguanas, last seen by Charles Darwin himself, were reintroduced to Galapagos Island after 184 years. Good news from the South Atlantic. Humpback whales recovered from near extinction thanks to great efforts. We are not losing them. Good news from Ecuador again. A tortoise believed to be extinct was found after 100 years on the Galapagos island of Fernandina. Good news from Kenya. A rare black leopard was spotted for the first time in nearly 100 years. Good news worldwide. Scientists discovered 71 new animal and plant species in 2019. They were found across 3 oceans and 5 continents. Good news, you are here. And this is really good news for a plethora of reasons. As of yet, there is just one Earth, and the Earth neither cares about borders nor much about us. So we need to work together. So good you are here, not just for the talks, but much more for meeting people. And getting to know people and making bonds to people from all over the world for a better understanding, for tolerance, for friendship, and a future together is very important in these times. And that's why this year's clojureD motto is shake a hand, make a friend.
Dankeschön. Danke. Danke.
May I have my slides back, please? Thank you. Please go crazy once more for our great singers. Guitar played invisibly by Philip and all put together and produced by the backbencher. We'd also like to thank various picture sources because these high quality pictures added some great value. So thanks to NASA, Pixabay and Pexels. Yeah, shake a hand, make a friend. We chose this motto months ago. Why are you laughing? And way before the coronavirus appeared. You don't need to take it literally. You can also wave your hand or do whatever move seems appropriate to make a friend. And speaking of the coronavirus, the German Disease Control and Prevention Institute advises to act just the same way you would act at a peak of an influenza wave. And that's an extremely good advice because we just passed a peak of influenza wave in Germany 2 days ago. So you should behave like this anyway. Regardless of the coronavirus, which means please wash your hands frequently and best cover your mouth when coughing or sneezing with your elbow. And avoid touching faces, including your own. And please keep the essence of our motto close to your heart and have a great conference, which starts with the first talks. If you would like to listen to Tommy presenting Mali inside data-driven schemas, just stay here at the gallery. If you are more into debugging AI, just follow Christian to the loft on the second floor. Thanks for listening. Have a great conference. See you around.